Like, this is science. Everything's got its own frequency. We know that energy is neither created or destroyed, it's merely transferred or transformed. When we speak in energy. I don't even think people pay attention half the time in conversation when I say, I feel you, I feel you, I feel you.
You said I read your mind the other day, but baby, we are just connected deeply in another way. That telepathy connection, energy that's manifested through that melanin, electric currents traveling kinetic. What you thinking? But my mama calling me coincidence, no higher common sense of calling ESP. We are magic, while this world's unraveling. 5G cannot limit our abilities from traveling. See, I'm on another level, dirty digging, homie, get the shovel. I'm a rebel in this motherfucker, dancing with these demons. Got them screaming, this world is planting fear inside us. Clearly I'm just over all the brainwashing. Time to wash your brain of all the pain, of all the stress, all the lies you told yourself. Open your eyes and realize you're a diamond in the rock. Don't let them tell you what you're not. It's time to show the world all this magic that we got with telepathy.
So hear me clearly. For me, language is liberation. The words that we have, they define and describe the very things that free our mind, but only when we choose with intention and pay attention to the frequency of the words that we use to construct our realities. Who do you say that you are? I am. I am. Those two words alone are the very beginning to a powerful sequence of awakening yourself to who and all that you are, have been, and will be. We talk in frequency.
Clouded visions, poison minds, can't see clear enough. The world full of interference, so God ain't hearing us. My spouse miles away, can't even take a walk in public. Coronavirus got us locked away like lab subjects. Close your eyes and you can feel the pain, we all connected. Empath, so I sense when every soul's ejected. A mystic, magical, way beyond simplistic. 5G blocking my chi, keeping our signals twisted. Communicate with my mind, mental telepathy. Into nature, so we speak on different frequencies. My third, I watch, the other two never truly see. The world is an illusion shrouded in secrecy. A king by birthright, a god at first sight. Divine shine bright, blind the wicked at first light. Open your heart chakra and let these words shock you. We tell of havoc, use your magic like a witch doctor.
Kemetic or ancient Egyptian words of power that speaks to the soul. I command your soul to listen. Nuktichaz un mesura aritun ak em ta tema'u. Nuktichaz un mesura aritun ak em ta tema'u. Nuktichaz un mesura aritun ak em ta tema'u. The chaz un mesura aritun ak im ta tema'u.
Wow.
Peace.
Wow. Peace. That was dope. The producer's always on point with his music cues, man. Like, that was so on point, so on point. Peace and infinite blessings, family. I am Farugh BMa'at, and you are
Khamou, Heru.
Yes. And welcome to BMa'at Inc. The show is brought to you by Urban Shaman Production, of course. Show that shirt, brother, please. And BMa'at Inc. Platform that is created to provide opportunities to connect you with the experts, legends, to share strategies and life lessons to empower you, strengthen, and maintain the family nucleus from a Pan-African perspective. Today's date is August 22nd, This year is just flying through, man. It's insane. That shows that we really don't have no time to waste, people. We really don't have no time to waste to get back into our divine selves. We always start the show with verbal libations, for the hundreds of millions known and unknown, for those who sacrifice and struggle and work for our benefit. We are the sum of your love, your efforts, and your support. We take this opportunity to highlight a few that personally assist us on this journey. Of course, this is August, this is Black August, and you cannot have a Black August without mentioning Marcus Messiah Garvey.
Mhm.
We just acknowledged his birthday on the 17th of this month. So this show is dedicated to his spirit, the UNIA, the ACL, everything they have done, all the works they have done globally. We thank you. And we would not be here doing the things that we're doing if it wasn't for your example, your sacrifice, and um, yeah. Um, Anybody you want to shout out in particular?
Um, no one in particular,
Mhm.
but I would just say, shout out to those brothers who have been instrumental and putting, putting themselves on the line, you
Mhm.
know, um, including Marcus Garvey. But I'm saying those freedom fighters that put it all on the line, I'm saying, paid the ultimate sacrifice and to demonstrate, what it takes, for us to liberate ourselves. But yeah.
Yeah. And so, we just want to make sure we honor those that paved the way and who showed us we stand on and provided the blueprint for us to do the things that we're doing, and hope that they are pleased by our efforts. And if they are not, then show us the way that we can better effectively um, do the work. So I'm always open to that possibility that I might not be doing it right, and that I'm asking and pleading for the assistance on how to get better and to do it more effectively. Um, yeah, so um, had a powerful weekend this weekend, and for those who wanted us to talk about my aunt more, I would definitely do that. Um, my brother's got to leave early today, so I think I would take that time to talk about my aunt after he leaves. In that way, we can spend as much time as possible on the things that we wanted to talk about today. So, for those who wanted to talk about my aunt, we will have the opportunity to do so. I will spend 10 to 15 minutes out of each show um, talking about principles of my aunt, the 7 principles of my aunt, the 7 virtues of my aunt, and the 42 declarations of my aunt. In that way, and daily practices to how we can include those ancient principles into our lives today. So I really appreciate you listening and sitting in and responding and give us the information that we put out when we ask for topic shows and things like that. So I hear you, and we will respond accordingly. So let's talk about this weekend. Um, yeah, powerful,
Powerful weekend,
powerful,
you know.
powerful weekend, bro.
Yeah, it was. I mean, these are the kind of weekends that I live for. These
Mm,
those days that, you are fully engaged. You know what I'm saying? Mind, body, and spirit are totally engaged in the work that you're doing. And just when I say spirit, I'm saying that, like, what I'm saying, you're watching, you know, um, your past, present, and future crystallized, what I'm saying, in
mm,
a moment. It's
mhm,
like the work that you've been building up, the work that you've been working on 20 years ago, what I'm saying, it's some sort of what it is that you're presenting or engaged in right now. And so, those kind of experiences are the most special experiences, it's the most powerful experiences that, one could experience in their line of work in general. And I think that a lot of people could relate to such an experience. And so what that experience was, I meant personally, and as the Urban Shamans production company, we have been engaged in community engagement since its beginning. You know what I'm saying? Since its beginning. Oftentimes people see us, we reiterate this because, it's not just a band. We're not just a band. We're just not, musicians. We see ourselves as 100% actively engaged in our communities, using every skill and talent and an ability and how we, interact with ourselves on, as brothers. Me and Farugh are brothers. You know what I'm saying? We're just not co-hosts on this show, but we are actually brothers. We share time together. We sleep together. Our families are one. And that's just the way it is. That's how we live. And so, so when we say that, like, Urban Shamans Fellowship is a brotherhood. It is a institution for development. It really is. These aren't just words. And the product of that, if those who had came down, whether it was the Caribbean Festival, whether it was the One Art celebration, and or those who came out to honor Mwanzo Mwalimu, master martial artist. This is how we engaged our community. So, and for me, what started off, I am a part of several drum circles, drum collectives. There's a community of drummers here in Philadelphia, you know what I'm saying, who are, we are called on many different things. But one group, Tahimbe, which is led by Baba Zumbi. Baba Zumbi is the elder and a master drummer. I have the honor of playing with him, and is a collective of elders in the city, who, Zumbi is the organizer of the Ngoma celebration. And this is the Ngoma celebration is the celebration of celebrating our ancestors, the tribute of the drum, of drumming and drummers and their contribution to our culture. So, it's a serious tradition here in Philadelphia. And so, just as I take it serious, Baba Zumi and those Babas, those elders, they take it very serious. And so, for the last 3 years, I've participated drumming with them. And primarily, we are called to participate in memorial celebrations. I would say celebration, because, we celebrate life, whether it's present or there in the life afterwards. We acknowledge and honor those who made significant contributions. So, and Mwanzo, Malamu, he was thoroughly honored, and that was like, boom, Sunday kicked off. Get there, we there at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was just like, boom, all right, did my piece, and I was on my way, and I mean, you could just, you want to pick up about the other things that we were engaged in particular, Caribbean Festival for.
Yeah, Caribbean. That was my first time performing on the stage, so I was super excited about that. And my daughter was there. We was there. Baba Timmy came with the spirit that was necessary. Um, um, he came with the energy, and it kind of was supported with our energy. And I didn't know how it was going to go. I mean, we had a conversation prior, but it came through with the great energy, and it was a great performance.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly, I should say, I was pleasantly surprised.
Go ahead. I want to speak about
Yeah,
that.
but yeah, because we didn't know, we ain't had no rehearsal, we ain't know what songs we was doing. Everything was led by spirit, and I think we I think we left an impression. I think we left an impression. Soon we got off stage, pictures was taken. People wanted to take pictures, and then we weren't been off stage, and we continue the party. You know what I mean? And we just do it in urban shaman fashion,
Yes, sir. Let's go.
which was just really impactful. I mean, like people who, I mean, if you paid attention to the individuals that came down, you can tell they were suffering with some disabilities and things of that nature. And for us to provide the space, and I'm not just saying us in the physical sense, because we are all vessels of the spiritual world, right? That's what urban
Yeah.
shamans. We are the vessels for the spiritual world to do their missions, right? But to create a safe space to where those individuals felt it was okay to come down and do their thing, um, was profound for me.
Yes.
You know, it was just like, because I don't know for sure, but I have worked with them, with individuals with disabilities, and they are well aware of people might laugh at them, make fun of them, and be in an awkward space. And to have that that to be in the same vibration with us and be in a space to where they wasn't afraid that somebody's gonna laugh at them or make fun of them, and they could just be themselves in that space was absolutely awesome for me. Um, and that's just what we do. It's such a blessing. Like, it's such a blessing, bro. Like, cause they have childlike mannerisms. They have childlike, um what's the word I'm looking for? They can sense good energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, they have that awareness, and to sense that in us was everything. I mean, it
Yeah.
was absolutely everything. So, um, yeah, that was for me. That was a great way to kick off what
Yeah.
I knew was going to absolutely be an amazing day.
Listen, I mean, it's just so many. So just to speak about what you just mentioned, the fact that um, we, we do what we say. In our mission, we say that we are here to uplift humanity.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know, we are called in spaces where a lot of people are uncomfortable being in. You
Hmm.
know, we find ourselves surrounded by people who may not look like us, who might
Hmm.
not have similar ideals or cultural affiliations as we do. But what I love about you, and I would say that those who come into the fold of urban shamans, and I say as an institution, because people soon realize the work that we are employed to do,
Hmm.
and the work that we are employed as musicians, as artists. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? This is a gift. This is a
Hmm.
gift from our ancestors. This is a gift directly from the Creator. All right. And I don't find myself like, I was just sharing this with a younger, musician or somebody who was a youth, and I was saying that most people, look at me as an esteem, like, oh, you doing anything. I'm still a student. When I
Hmm.
get around those elders, they will critique me.
Hmm.
But but just being really clear on what we're supposed to be doing,
Hmm.
and knowing that, this is a privilege.
Mm.
Um, everybody is not, what I'm saying, everybody can't do this,
Right.
you know. And I say that, like, you possess, and I know the ability to go amongst people and shine your divine light. You understand? Shine your divine light. Shine your light of love. Shine your light of harmony. Shine your light of tranquility and peace within yourself. And that reverberates. People feel that. So when
Hmm.
we are going into an environment, and a festive environment, we know that, okay, this shirt is white, you know what I'm saying? And it is vibrating with, our ancestral color,
Mm.
right? These
Mm.
colors are, just like that flag behind you has a significant meaning. These colors have
Yes.
a significant meaning as well. It tells about, more about who we are ethnically,
Hmm.
culturally, and how we honor ourselves. And
Hmm.
so, we represent that, what I'm saying. And so, we light up the room, we
Yeah.
we light up the room, and to just like engage with the audience, you know,
Hmm.
I mean, it's like it's a celebration. We're at a festival. And,
Yes.
just
Yes.
to be able to dance and engage, you know, like individuals who are, you know, people find maybe like the underlings of society, you know, those people who may not is able to communicate the way we communicate,
Right.
you know, articulate, but they can feel music, they can feel joy, they can feel joy from you. They
Right.
can feel if you are in a good mood. They
Right.
can feel if you are safe to be around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
can feel that.
Right.
And so children, you know, people allow their children to come,
Right. Right.
you know, to come
Right.
around us. Like, this is what I'm saying. This path is not for everybody, you know?
Right.
And so to experience that, and like you said, it was some people who had some, intellectual differences and you know, special needs, and that's all good. You know what I'm saying? I think that some of us, we all have our areas of deficiencies.
That's right.
You know, whether we try to like mask it up with whatever, you know, like some people can see through that. You know what I mean? And you know, but you're still human at the end of the day. You're still human. You know, and I know that that's what we here to do, man, to demonstrate to our people how to live, how, you know what I'm saying, how to engage, how to celebrate, how to rejoice. You know what I'm saying, in moments like yesterday. But I would like to just highlight. I just want to highlight, and I'm not going to get into a bunch of details, but I want to just share with our audience, you know, that like sometimes these things that we do aren't all good. It's not all, I'm gonna say it's all good. Should I say that? It is all good. It is all divine line, no matter how these things play out. No matter how these things play out. But sometimes how these things play out don't feel good sometimes. Sometimes we are challenged. We are challenged in many different ways. We're challenged amongst ourselves as brothers and sisters and elders, you know, but it's how we deal with that. And so there have been times, you know, personally, I would say that I was challenged. You know what I'm saying? In my organization, you know, I was personally challenged. And I had a divine opportunity to witness and to be, you know, to be a part of a way in which how you resolve and move through conflict. How you move through conflict.
Facts.
There was a certain conflict that brewed in me, you know, about some contention issues that was going on as we organized, because you know we are all organizers. You know, we wear these shirts, and you know we've been rocking for almost 20 years. You know, that's called organization. You know, and with organization, you know, you are met with challenges. You know, whether it's external or internal, you know, these things come about, but how we deal with it. So, and I had the opportunity to, you know what I mean, someone showed me an example of how we move through our conflict. You know, always in love, first and foremost. Always in love. If we can't move in love, why are we doing what we do?
Facts.
Why are we doing what we do? Because all that we do is based on passion. And passion is based on the love that our hearts are filled with, right? And so we got to remember that this is all in divine love, right? And that, you know, that's the main engine in which we are, you know, continue to propel us over and over and over and do it over. And trust.
Tell it, brother.
Trust.
Tell it.
Trust, like trust of one another. You know what I'm saying?
Tell it.
You know, and sometimes we get doubtful. We are uncertain about. And so being able to confront, being able to confront our conflicts is important.
Yes.
To confront a conflict, like, you know, like those who are unable to confront conflicts, most likely the same conflicts that they are dealing with will come up over and over and over and over again until you are willing to confront the conflict. See your way through this conflict, right?
Right.
The most healthy, the most enlightening way, you know, because you want to learn through these experiences of conflict, right? Because that's what this whole, you know, life is about. So
that's what life is about.
You know, so I just want to just like, and it was an elder that was able to demonstrate a higher way, a higher way.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I felt that it should have been a better way. I felt
Mm-hmm.
like, but then at the same time, and I was just wondering, I had the opportunity to express, my feelings. This made me feel burdened. This made me feel, it set me off. It what I mean, it put me in a place of confusion, and I was uncomfortable with it. And I mean, the response was just received what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't lash out. He didn't curse at me. He didn't attack me. It was just like, well, I'm going to tell you that all my actions in love, and if I offended you, just understand that I'm just as passionate as you,
Mm-hmm.
and that, like, I'm an artist and I express myself, and and it was,
That's dope.
we embrace and show love, and we move past the conflict. And I came out of the conflict with a degree of a higher, understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow, I thought this, you know, I was shown as I said, I was shown a different way on how to
Mm-hmm.
resolve conflict. Just it's one thing to read. It's
Mm-hmm.
one thing to read or
Mm-hmm.
experience somebody give you an advice, but then you're in a you know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
nothing more powerful than that present moment. You are, you know what I'm saying? You are heated,
Mm-hmm.
and now you got to confront it
Mm-hmm.
and then move through it with love, with trust. You know what I'm saying? And those elements, you know what I'm saying? And just, just go through it. It's like, all right, it's still love.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, what was said to me, it was like, I would not be involved in this if I had to um, dishonor you or have a sour relationship as a brother because I respect you. I said, man,
Mm-hmm.
you ain't got no conflict with me because I feel the same way in that way.
Right.
That's such a high way. And so, it was just a very thorough example of how we resolve. And by the way, this person was an elder, so they had years of refining themselves. But and that's the thing when you can humble yourself and take the lesson,
Mm-hmm.
because as we are, about a 30-year difference, I had an opportunity to just close the gap in this one experience,
Mm-hmm.
and that's called wisdom. I was able to receive, this knowledge and like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is how I'm going to move forward and deal with
Mm-hmm.
things like that. So I just wanted to share that. That was a highlight.
Yo, and that's beautiful because that's um evolution.
Hmm.
And people talk about my odds, and these are the conversations that we have make my art practical.
Hmm.
Seeing my art in real time, like you're seeing my art in real time when you do situations like that, because it's just it's all about balance. Because you get heated, and then it's like, all right, let me take a step back,
Yep.
let me breathe, let me take a breath. How can I make? Can I how can I restore my art in this situation?
Let's go.
And now then you sit there, breathe, and you think about it. All right, boom.
Hmm.
What did he say? What did I say? Now I'm gonna go in like this, and then he responds in like fashion, which is extremely helpful. Because you could come into my eye, and then if that person on still wants some segment type energy, it's like then you got your defenses back up, then you back at square one. But when you go and try to balance, come in my eye, and that person also come in my eye, it makes it so much more easier.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because we're warriors and we're men, and we are naturally. I think this is just my from me speaking from my personal experience.
Mhm.
We're naturally endowed with um, protecting things that we love, right? And so we have that tendency of becoming very dangerous if we don't have the emotional fitness. We could
Mm,
become very destructive if we don't have emotional fitness.
I agree.
And so to be able to manage the warrior in us, to
Yeah.
be able to um, and still still have the ability to express what it is that you need to express to restore balance. I think it's just a beautiful thing to share. and you are the one to share it. I mean, like, because you had that personal um, interaction,
Hmm.
and you could speak from it with more passion and more reverence because you actually went through it. And I'm glad that you actually shared that. And that's another thing that I really want to express too. Like when you say urban shaman is a brotherhood, and that was the first thing that brought me into wanting to be a shaman, urban shaman,
Hmm.
right? Because in brotherhood, it ensures security for me, because you're not doing it by yourself. And so if you find yourself in a situation, you got some comrades that's gonna ride with you,
Hmm.
right? That's security.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, which is one of the main principles of brotherhood. It provides a safe space to be vulnerable.
Yes, sir.
It provides a safe space to be checked. Because your brotherhood is based on principles,
Yes, sir.
based on righteous principles. So they're not going to tell you something that's going to demean you. It's all the core of everything is love
Yes, sir.
because they are righteous. They stand and we are bonded by a righteous principle. So
That's right.
you can feel safe to be vulnerable with those band of brothers because they ain't got nothing but your best interest in mind.
Absolutely.
I mean, and so brothers, brothers. I don't know if I ever shared this before, but I want to share how brotherhood works. And I ride public transportation, so I was on the regional rail, and it can happen just like this. And I just want to express to not you in particular, but just brothers and maybe listening. I was on the train. There's maybe like 10 passengers on the train, and it was a sister that was an engineer conductor. And so I was sitting next to this Caucasian brother, and another Caucasian brother was talking to the sister, real rude, and he was like, real ratchet. I mean, he said he was getting off one stop, and then they passed the stop, and then she came to him and said, "Oh, I thought you was getting off on that stop. If you're going further, it's gonna be extra fare." He said, "Well, I made a mistake. I should have to pay." Blah 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 blah. And she was like, "Sir, you have to pay the additional fee if you stand on the train. You can get off here, but if you're gonna stay on the train, you gotta pay the additional fee." So he got real raunchy, got real rag, got up, got in her face. So the white brother looked at me and was like, he looked at me and I looked at him, and we nodded with no words. He looked at me, I looked at him, we both nodded. It was like, all right. And the sister handled it like the divine queen that she is. And she didn't curse, she didn't raise her voice. She was like, "Sir, this is what you're going to do. You either getting off or you staying on, you're paying the extra fee." So he pulled out the money, threw the money on the ground, and it's just real crazy. Again, I looked at the white brother looked at me and he denied. And so the guy looked around. Me and the white guy looked at him eye to eye, right? He turned around, he picked up the money, gave it to her, and was like, "I was just upset. I'm sorry. I was just upset because, you know, I made a mistake. I'm sorry." Right? No words was expressed. Our brotherhood was created in that situation. We made a vow to not nothing happen to that sister while we was on that train.
Hmm.
No words was exchanged, nothing. That's a brotherhood.
Hmm.
We came together, we bond together on the fact that we was gonna keep this woman safe. Just like that. No words were spoken, nothing. We didn't even say nothing to the dude. He just turned around. We looked at him like, "Go ahead, try something if you want." He turned around, he grabbed that money, he gave it to her, he apologized, and he was quiet for the rest of the ride.
That's how you do that. That's how you
Yeah, I
do it.
mean, so I'm not saying go out your way to create a brotherhood. But it's necessary to find a brotherhood of like minds that you could bond on some things that you have in common. You can make a pat on, you can make a bond on, and
That's
get yourself some healing. Get yourself some positive role models. Get yourself. I mean, like, we cannot do this shit ourselves, people. We can't. You know what I mean? And it's like
yeah.
I have received so much healing in my brotherhood, bro. Like, and I want that for every man on this planet, especially our African brothers. Like,
Okay.
we need it.
We
You know what I'm
need it.
saying? We need it desperately. And I'm just letting you know how easily you can establish that kind of brotherhood. Um, and yeah, and me and the white guy, we got off the same stop. We was just like, I said, that was pretty dope. He was like, yeah. He said, yeah, man, that was cool. And we pound and we went about our business. I don't know his name. I don't know nothing about him, but I appreciate the fact that he was willing to step up for that sister if
That's right.
necessary. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to be, I would say that we have to be better. We have to be, we have to understand that it takes all of us to advance this humanity thing that we're trying to do, right? We can't do it ourselves.
That's right.
And like Malcolm X said in his later days, he was like, um, I'm no longer judging people by what they look like. I'm judging people by the things they do. And we have to evolve to that point. I mean, like we just do. We don't have to. I say it works for me. It works better for me. Um, because
I,
I mean, like I was just listening to Jane Elliott early today. I was listening to Tim Wise last week, and they're doing some good work. I mean, and they don't look like us. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I want to support their efforts, and we can support their efforts if we damning them because of the color of their skin. And so we just have to evolve to a point to where we're looking at everybody for the actions, and we get gauging people in their actions as opposed to just solely on the color of your skin. Do we need to be cautious? Of course, we need to be cautious. Do white people need to prove they worth? Yes, they do. I don't trust and any white person that rocking with me. If they can't appreciate that, then they don't need to be in my circle. You know what I mean? We don't need to be working together because
that's
you
right.
have to understand why we might be cautious and why we might be second guessing your goals and your intentions. And so if you feel like it's a slap in the face, then you shouldn't be rocking with us because
That's right. And
through the
yeah,
documentations, we have every right to be cautious.
that's right. And why we maintain our center of power and the things
Right,
that we do. So,
right,
if you are welcome to participate if this particular engagement requires, allows for you to participate. But, in some instances, you're not going to infiltrate, a center of power because
right,
it's important to us.
right. And you should be able to respect that. I mean,
Yeah.
in what we did with the attack was the same thing. We had several of European Caucasian lawyers that was working with us, and we would have not got the information that we got if it wasn't for them.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like the movie The Banker. Like they was able to buy banks because they have a white person fronting for them.
Mhm.
It's sad that we have to take that route, but by any means necessary,
Yeah.
right? And so, but they understood they couldn't come to meetings.
Mhm.
They was a silent partner. They couldn't come to meetings. They couldn't be on the core meetings. Like we're taking information, we're presenting it to our group, and that's the end of it.
That's it.
We give you a shout out, when we doing outside events, but far as like you coming in, you
You're
making decisions, you making none of that's happening. And if they can't respect that, then you don't need to be you know,
Mhm.
you don't need to be involved.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
so um, yeah, I just needed to express that because that was such a profound moment for me. And like I said, no words was used. We ain't say a word to each other till we got off the train.
Mm-hmm.
And even that was just real. All right, cool. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. And that was it.
And
You know what I mean?
when you kind of like, I thought about like that showed true character of manhood. You know what I'm saying? That was a test of true manhood.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It was like this, this is what, we've been taught to be protective
Mm-hmm.
of our women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And this is an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I can relate. I feel like that, that has been a tremendous for me coming into manhood, having on sisters, I definitely felt like I had to rise to the occasion of, being protector. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And most most young men, what I'm saying, we are schooled in that way, whether it's directly from, our immediate family, but the
Mm-hmm.
overall culture alone, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Protect women, don't hit women, so forth and so on. Now, depending on your emotional centeredness, what I'm saying, your emotional intelligence, and
Mm-hmm.
how you disregard that or how you interface with that, it's that's part of your path. But
Mm-hmm.
I just definitely see that as being for sure and a testament of a test for manhood. You know,
Yeah.
the character of man. What kind of man are you?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, and
yeah.
that was beautiful, man. Like I was just really um it further for me, it further um affirm or confirm um that I'm going in the right direction.
Okay.
And um that we are going in the right direction. With the things that we have discussed, um that we're heading in the right direction. And sometimes I don't know about you, but sometimes you second guess yourself.
Hmm.
Um because what it is to be a warrior, what it is to really stand for your people, what it is, I mean, uh, and sometimes for me, I do get like a second guess, but like, damn, do I need to? Should I be more? Yeah, I mean, like, should I be more? What's the name? But it don't feel right for me.
Yeah.
Um, so with that feeling, it brings me back to center.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
yeah, so um, I feel like an ass whooping is due to people do that did something to you personally. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not. I'm saving my warrior training because I do train. I train at least 3 to 5 times a week on self defense, and I don't do it just to be like, oh, look at me, I'm muscle bound or whatever the case may be. I do it for survival. You know what I'm saying? Like I train for survival, and so I have some really great techniques to disarm, kill, maim individuals in 5 seconds or less. Like I have that ability, and so I want to save those techniques and um, strategies for people that deserve it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not just walking around killing people just to be killing
But
people.
that war is, but like, see, my thing is that, bro, is that all what a warrior is? You know what I'm saying? I was thoroughly impressed by the third event that we participated with,
Mm, mm-hmm,
which was the honoring of Mama C,
mm-hmm,
and our, what I mean, it was just honoring of our mothers in general.
mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying? And so the event was it was an event that was basically to host Mama C. Mama C is a she is I want to call her a former shit Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? Um, back in the '60s, you know, she was her and her husband, and they said that she became a Panther at 18. You know, at the age of 18, and her and her husband, for whatever reason, the circumstances, her husband was accused of something, and because of the offense, he had to get out of the country. You know what I mean? We heard these stories. And of course, this was her partner, this was her comrade, and she, you know, soon followed him. And they have lived in Tanzania since when? Since then. Mama T, so we're talking about, that's been quite some time, about 40 years. They've been married, well, she said over what, 48 years?
Yeah, 53 years.
53 years. Okay, thank you. Correction. And they have, been living in Tanzania since that. They have, basically seated themselves in a community, and the community, you know what I'm saying? They cultivated a community, because you gotta understand that, like, they were there for a reason. There was a climate. It was a global climate that was happening, but definitely for African people. And so they, went to Tanzania and became instrumental to their community. And there they nurtured the community, the community nurtured them. And I mean, I think how long ago when she came here initially, I can just speak about my first meeting with Mama C. That was quite a while ago.
Right.
But this was prior to you even joining Urban Shamans.
Yeah. It was like, if I'm not mistaken, 2009, around 2009, 2010. We hosted her 2009. Then she came back in 2012. That we actually hosted her, but she been in Philly sometime, but we hosted her every time she came to Philly.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. So I was waiting a long time. We've been having correspondences from then to now. So it was like, oh, I can't wait to physically dance with you again. So to have our dance that night, last night, was everything to me, bro. Like my heart still was so full because as soon as she see me, she was like, "Hey, you." You know what I mean? Like she travels globally. For her to like see me and have this affection, like she like, "Hey, you," and I'm like, oh, my heart just melted. I mean, it's just like, and she gave me a hug and she just like helped me, man. And it was just like, I'm out of here, bro. Like we talked last night, and she was like, "So you coming in February?" I said, "Yep, I'm coming in February, and we're gonna work on the land, and I'm gonna put while I'm there, whatever I need to do while I'm there, I'm gonna do it, and then I'm making plans to get out. That's gonna be my next home. That's gonna be my forever home, man." So, I'm excited. I'm excited, man. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so it's just beautiful, man. It was just so many lessons that was exchanged, so much information, but it was just I just learned. She participated in the panel discussion with other members of our community, and this this panel discussion was absolutely informing. You know what I'm saying? It was completely informative. And so the two brothers, the one brother in particular, if you help me remember his name, can't think of the brother name, but the brother shared, basically a testimony of his journey. You know what I'm saying? This brother expressed basically him being a getting caught up in the system at a young age, becoming a lifer, and being released about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, and his brother, since I met, I mean, I could just see and the way he presented himself, his articulation, that this brother, spent, a great amount of time in cultivating and developing himself intellectually. His brother was basically the moderator of this particular panel. And, just happened so his partner, his brother, who, I don't know the details of his particular case, but they both were convicted of, life. And the other brother, I meant Farugh. You have their names? Two brothers I'm speaking about.
I don't have the names in front of me, but I do. Like I said, I gave him my information. I do have the information, and like I said, they're gonna be on this program probably next month.
Yeah, man. I look forward to that, man. But I was really, really thoroughly impressed, about their life, their what I'm saying, their journey, their path, and where they are as men right now, the work that they're doing. The one brother has correspondence once again in South Africa, and in particular, learning, learning, and also in the process of educating other people who have been caught up in the system, and basically having them go through this same a agricultural program, whereas though that these brothers are being, and I want to use the word correctly. These brothers are being healed. You know what I'm saying? Because those who have spent time behind bars, we can only imagine. This, man, I know I got family members who have done time, man. You're changed one way or another. And depending on how young you were, institutionalized, it has a varied effects on many different people. But these brothers who going through that, you know what I'm saying? And obviously part of their journey was healing. And so the one brother, his path was committed to, learning about agriculture, learning how a system in South Africa had utilized this in the way in which healing brothers, you know what I'm saying, through a practice of learning about agriculture, reconnecting with the land, reconnecting with themselves, in a way for healing. So that was just like impressive into itself. You know what I'm saying? A brother who is a lifer who went through the system was like, look, we got to find a way. And the way in which they was choosing it is amazing. And so the discussion was surrounding urban agriculture. You know what I'm saying? The conversation with Tommy from, Philly Peace Park. And it's this other sister who I did meet at brother DJ Reezy's, collective, reparations, restorative justice. I met the sister the second time, and the sister is like really involved. I'm like, when you start seeing these people at these places, it's like, people coming here to do stuff, and this sister has a expert background in agriculture and a merit of different skills, but spoke, what I'm saying, very poignant to the issues that we're dealing with just a combination of things that we're dealing with in the city, but a lot of that is based on us in the land and us not having proper access to the land, us having ownership of land, and not just in a way in which people say, we need to own, sometimes we get into this capitalistic, mindset of like, oh, we need to buy these houses and flip these houses, but not understanding that, like, what you're doing is you're securing a community. You know what I'm saying? And with this securing a community, that you have a responsibility, to keep that property up. Or if it's just a lot, what are we doing? We just sitting on this lot, and we're collecting money, or we're going to create this lot for a space of peace, a space for sanctuary, You know,
Mm-hmm.
a space that we can come together and mourn or celebrate or educate, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and looking at things from more from, you know what I'm saying, in a more community oriented way. And so it's just the conversation, and Mama C is just like, you know what I'm saying, reinforcing these concepts, understanding that this woman has lived, you know what I'm saying, in a
Mm-hmm.
way that was absolutely communal.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely communal. And if she couldn't live that, she probably they wouldn't have been able to survive.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
in a state of health where she could travel and dance on the stage with us.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously in a healthy state, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I mean the amount of trauma they have in leaving their families and so forth and so on. And here they are, you know what I'm saying, 70 years plus,
Yeah.
still thriving.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to be surrounded by a community in which you could thrive. And so,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just reinforcing, you know, ideas and concepts to brother, you know, to the other panelists who have
Mm-hmm.
been demonstrating um, a tremendous amount of progress in terms of urban agriculture, community restorative, restoring the land, restoring safe spaces, and
Mm-hmm.
just, you know, I mean, you know, just a phenomenal conversation, man. I was just completely edified in a lot of things that, you know, came up. One of the questions that came up, you know, because they allow, and I don't want to take up all the time talking about with
No, that's cool.
my
That's
experience,
cool.
but
Right.
one of the questions came up, and you know, it's often, you know, we are hampered by more of the things that has happening contemporary, but we know that, you know, there's it's been an ongoing issue. But you know, one of the brothers got up and was like, "Well, how did we deal with this situation in terms of gun violence and brothers killing each other and destroying themselves?" And you know,
All right. This is temporary. And see, that's how it works. That's how it works. I'm gonna just hold it down till he comes back. So we was talking about principles of my odds, right? Oh, can you put it down? No, no, not right now. Thank you. So we was talking about the principles of my aunt, right? And so, people say they wanted to have more discussions about my aunt. We should talk about my aunt more. And I'm gonna touch on the 7 principles of my aunt, right? So the first one is truth. Then you got justice. Then you got righteousness. Let me do it like this. Number 1 is truth. Number 2 is justice. Number 3 is righteousness. Number 4, reciprocity. Number 5, balance. Number 6, order. Number 7 is harmony. All right. So when we talk about the principles of my eye, um, it's the principles that done on a daily basis to make sure you are the best human you could possibly be. Right. And so when we talk about my eye, we talk about the goddess of harmony, justice, truth. The symbol is the ostrich feather that you might see some of the divine women walk around wearing. For me, it's the spiritual. It's my son. It's the spiritual glue that bonds and stabilizes and protects our African rooted ancestry. And these are the things that, when we talk about my eye, these are the things that we're talking about doing and passing it on to our future. Yes, hold on. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I got like 5 minutes left, y'all. That's the family. Asking, demanding my attention. So, um, so yes. So to honor the questions, to honor your request, we will be including more Ma'at topics. We'll be adding more Ma'at discussions, and we probably spend like probably 10 to 15 minutes each show talking about them because they are really important, and that's the basis and the foundation of everything that I do. But I don't want to take away from the real issues that's going on in the world today and providing those solutions to where possible solutions, I should say, that could kind of um, provide an alternative to what we are subject to. Um, and I think the underlying root to all things that we're suffering from is culture. the fact that we don't practice our culture on a daily basis, that fact that we look at our culture as a subculture. Like we rock dashikis on in February, Black History Month, or we might rock some African clothing during the event. These things we should be doing every day. Um, for me, I have the obligation to recite the 42 declarations of my every day. And you start your day out by saying, I will do, I will not waste food. I will not waste water. I will not do harm. I will not sleep with somebody else's husband. I will not sleep with somebody else's wife. And you go through these 42 declarations. And at night, you have to say, I have not. And so I have not done such and such. And if you do, say you do, um, say if you do waste food that day, you have to ask for divine forgiveness and divine guidance to not do it the next day. And so you're doing this moral inventory every day. And if you do it every day, eventually you're going to start living in a Ma'at fashion. You're going to start living in a more virtuous fashion. And that's the goal, to be better than we was yesterday. And so I say well, I was going to do more of that. And this is the first off the cuff um, discussion of how to include more Ma'at virtue principles and declarations into your daily lives. So, with that, um, yeah, and I want to apologize for the fact that that Khamou got interrupted. He was getting into a real serious build about the gun violence, and again, we all came to the common understanding that it's cultural. It's because children don't feel safe, children don't feel love, children don't feel respected. Children are not, they don't feel like they're being heard, and that's our fault. And we need to do a better job in creating a safe space for them. We need to put aside some time for their development, and that's the importance of rites of passage. The point of rites of passage is socializing our children with our cultural values, morals, and principles. And so that's for us is the basis of the rites of passage program. Uh, taking again, taking control of our socialization process of our children. We're not doing that. We're letting the school system totally raise our children, and um, that's not a good look. Um, so yeah, so start out with some Saturday school programming. Um, I need to myself get back to that. 2 hours. All you need is 2 hours. Dedicated on a Saturday or Sunday to where you're teaching your children about their history, teach them about their legendary ancestors who sacrificed greatly to be where we are today. Some basic African traditional rituals is important. Um, so we're gonna get into all that. I just wanted to make sure that I honor what I said I was going to do and be more have infused more of my acting principles and things like that into the programming. All right, so with that, we are coming to the conclusion of this episode. Thank you for joining us on this global movement towards self-discovery and empowerment, which equals true liberation and freedom. Um, yeah, I really appreciate you sitting with us and um, building with us. Um, this is really important to me. This further um, give me confirmations that I'm going in the right direction. And I cannot do this without your input and your encouragement. So again, I am extremely grateful for you. Um, so if you have any show topics, ideas, or resources to assist us on this mission, please email me at Farugh 1973 at yahoo.com, which I did, and that kind of altered the show format today. So I greatly appreciate your input. If you found value in this presentation, please give and or continue to support. No matter the amount, it's all tax deductible. We are a 501c3 organization. Thank you to all our supporters, which is the Urban Shaman Productions, led by Khamou, Heru, BMa'at Inc., of course, which is headed by myself. Um, Thank you. And if you want to donate, you can Cash App # BMa'at Inc. on Cash App. If you like this programming, there are tons of other programming like this on this platform and can use some support. Cash App # Knowledge Born Allah. And I want to talk about that too. I want to talk about the 3K for 3K fundraiser, right? The brother is doing good work, and it kind of saddens me that if he's asking for 3K, that um he should be able to get 3K from us, right? I don't know how many individuals are on this platform, um, but it's a 24-hour platform, and I think if 100 people, and I'm quite sure it's more than 100 people that's on this platform, give $30, boom, 3K right there. And so um, I'm going to challenge individuals. Please, I already did. So, and I will give more as more money come in for me. But he's not charging to be on this platform. He could easily charge to be on this platform. I think he should charge to be on this platform. And that gives people the appreciation for, once people start paying money for stuff, they have a little bit more appreciation for it. Yeah, I mean, 100 people, $30 each, 3K. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. He has provided unbiased and objective platform to speak to the troubles, challenges, and provide holistic solutions-based media to build a coalition to aid in our collective African liberation. That's worth $30, people. It is. And so if you can find it in your heart, and if you truly appreciate what this brother is doing, $30, it's not much to ask for. I hope that he's not offended by me, or I just felt the obligation to put that out there. I don't want this to go anywhere, and if people really appreciate this platform, they should also feel like they don't want it to go anywhere. So yeah, that's that's my spiel for the day. Yeah, I think we can close. I think we can close with that. Um, yeah, we're gonna close with that. Thank you again in advance, and remember to be my eye and become a master of life. I will see you next Monday at 7 p.m. Peace and infinite blessings, family.